Alright, so Sam George essay plan now far and no. Plans ni na share. After say Ukumiti, the Russian ambassador to Ghana, Sergei Bednakov no ambassador ne say Russia for omo constitution no e makwan e mayen extradite omo citizen emfa no go kuru foforo so na chese we bad news ma Sam George isansa na no yina ye kai say Sam George promise yen say Russia ni no obidi bone wo Ghana no one the Russian ambassador to Ghana ebidi nkomo no ma hwekwan o mbefa so extradite abrante ne de na ba Ghana na waba be face the full rigors of the law.
We want the gentleman to come to Ghana, to be brought back to Ghana, extradited to Ghana, for him to face the rigors of our law.
And Sam George can a lot of people were expecting saying buying Eddie Russian beba no matching so. Then so and Sam George Ababe announced say only the Russian ambassador Sergei Bednakov ne di nkomo man ne say enye Osi omo mukurum no entesa Ghana obehwe na yaso abutrika na yede ne kɔ US ade achi a na yede dadadwo mu na yede omo kɔ US osi da bi omo mukurum ne de se citizen na ekodi bone wo bi man so na nipa ne timi bɔ no ho modin free sa akurum ho ekɔ back to Russia mra no protect nipa no enenti Ghana ban intimi mfa sa Russian citizen no emma omukurum Ghana metwena so na same way Sam George kai odinchechemu bebraba isan so say there are so many ways to kill a cat and it is the Russian ambassador esi omo mra na makwan a omo ankasa find ways and means omo be handicap abrante no ana so omo be ma abrante no ho akire no se ne be odi bisu nyansa na adwenbo ne ewu ne tirim no onko di sa abone no ewo guru foforo so. Before say bekwa koti nsema Sam George e de ba betu dwa no Mr. so won download the Pesa app no download esan say Pesa ese so wo Europe so na download the Pesa app no Pesa e be cho 15 euros free ne hia ne say o download the Pesa app no o de me promo code hidden e be she ho so de me promo code hidden e sign up on the Pesa app Pesa ese so wo UK o be cho £10 and now wo Europe so ana any other European country about 15 euros after so we make your first transaction £50 or more and as 15 euros or more near the woman is a Pesa app available in Canada and I feel so all this send this car in some few minutes time then you can now send in this car.
Let us state clearly from the outset, this matter is being treated strictly as a cyber crime. It's not a moral issue, it's a criminal issue. Under Section 67 of the Cyber Security Act 2020 Act 1038, the non-consensual recording, publication, or dissemination of intimate images where there is a reasonable expectation of privacy constitutes a criminal offense. Consent to a private encounter does not in law amount to consent to publication or distribution. Preliminary investigations by our cybersecurity and law enforcement agencies indicate that the suspect allegedly recorded private encounters without consent for publication and subsequently monetized the contents through online platforms. These activities reportedly involved charging fees for access and receiving payments through cryptocurrency channels. The government of Ghana has initiated steps to trace and secure relevant digital and financial evidence, and this is being led by the Cybersecurity Authority, and we must commend them for the extremely great work they've done in the last 72 hours. In view of the transnational nature of this matter, together with the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honorable Dr. Agnes Namo Molate, we held a formal engagement with the Russian ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Sergei Bednikov, this morning to brief him on the status of our investigations and to formally submit a detailed brief through diplomatic channels. During our meeting with the ambassador, we reiterated that the government of President John Dramani Mahama is committed to Ghana's constitutional duty of protecting its citizens and ensuring accountability for crimes committed against Ghanaian citizens. The ambassador in his response, acknowledged receipt of our brief and confirmed that the information we had shared with him will be transmitted to authorities in Moscow for further consideration. While he noted that there's currently no extradition treaty between Ghana and the Russian Federation, he indicated that the alleged conduct of the gentleman also constitutes a criminal offense under Russian law and assured us of continued diplomatic engagements. A number of the ladies have formally filed complaints that are being processed by the CID, and CID is working with us to escalate this to Interpol to issue an international arrest warrant for the gentleman. And so we're leaving no stone unturned. We are also preparing through the Cybersecurity Authority to present a docket through the Police Service and Attorney General for prosecution in absentia in our courts. And so this is not a matter that is just for this press conference. We'll pursue this matter to its logical legal conclusion. And so the CID is working with us to activate the Interpol protocols to issue an international arrest warrant for the gentleman. And just for the avoidance of doubt, we want to state for emphasis that the two ministries know who the individual is. In our meeting with the ambassador, his identity was established. We have his passport, which we'll be sharing with the media, his Russian passport. His first name is Vladislav, and his last name is Lyulkov. His passport with which he entered the country will be shared with the media so that his identity is also made known. And let us be clear, not all the women he has publicized were engaged in an intimate encounter with him. Some of the cases that have come to us, he barely met the women at the malls, said hi to them, engaged them, and there is actually no video, per the work the cybersecurity has done in some of those instances, of him and those ladies beyond the mall encounters. However, he splashed their images as though he had intimate encounters with all of these ladies. That is evil. And such a person must be brought to face the full rigors of the law. Even if we had a mutual, let's be clear, and the ambassador made that point, that even if we had signed the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty, the MLAT, with Russia, the Russian constitution supersedes any such treaty. And the Russian constitution is clear. Russia will not extradite any of its citizens for prosecution. But you see, there are far-reaching consequences to the steps we are taking. If the gentleman is not extradited because of the provisions of the Russian constitution, what we have done and what we will conclusively do by working through Interpol to get the international arrest warrant is that we will confine him to the precincts of Russia. Because as soon as he steps outside of Russia into any other country, he'll be picked up to serve the sentence. And so what you've done is you've saved potential future victims by the proactiveness. So for those who say, oh, because there is no MLAT and there is no extradition, leave it and don't act. No, you empower individuals who are like-minded to come after potential victims. As a state, as a government, we have a responsibility to protect our own. And that's what Russia is protecting its own by refusing or by enshrining that no citizen is extradited. What is Ghana doing for its own? It is to ensure that anyone who abuses our privacy laws, as enshrined in the CSA Act, will face the full rigors of the law.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.